How's it going, guys? Tom with Breakless TV here, bringing you my guide on how to beat Harley in Multiversus. I've gotten a couple requests for this, so here we are. The first thing is, if you see my other videos, you know what I'm about to say. Play her till level 5. If she's free, that's great. Playing to level 5 will get you 100 gold, and it'll give you a pretty good idea of how the character plays and kind of some of their limitations. Also, you can hop in the lab and just mess around a little bit, but I find that less good than playing against the real people. So the first thing we're going to go over is, you've probably seen this all over Twitter, this Harley loop that she does. This is going to be her main way of racking damage on you. And so, starting off a fight, or whenever you're at 0 HP, you're going to want to try to avoid this situation as much as possible. You can get into this situation from 3 different moves. The first one is ground jab. You can start it. The second one is her forward air, double kicks. And the third one is her down air. You can get into it. So, let's start with the forward air. It's got a pretty good hitbox on it. It's pretty long, pretty quick. I'll show you this on. I'll put on a kind of a big hitbox. And you'll find about this move is, I mean, it's got a pretty disjointed hitbox, but you can challenge it a lot of the time. Oops. So just coming in here against bugs, you know, sometimes I hit them, sometimes I don't. So where it's really strong is at her toes. You see, if I really lead with her toes, I get the hit. But if I come inside and gets the hitbox up, oh, I get hit. So my recommendation to avoid this one, and she's gonna come at you this, you know, horizontally like this a lot of the time, is either put out a really long hitbox, something that's longer than her legs to challenge it, or try to get right on top of her. Because on her body, she has a much harder time challenging other moves. The next one that I'm going to touch on really quick is going to be this down air. You know, if she's jumping above you, this is probably coming. It has a pretty slow startup, pretty reactable. The one thing I would tell you to be careful about with this move is if they're using signature glove control perk, which I find 99% of Harley's use way better than her other ones, in my personal opinion. She can actually bounce this off the ground. See, it's got a little bit of a bounce, and if this bounce hits, she can actually confirm into the combo off that. So just because you're not directly below her doesn't mean you're not in danger of this move hitting you. Just be very careful. It doesn't bounce that high off the ground. If you want to, you know, jump up next to her and challenge her horizontally, that's a great choice. But just be aware that, you know, some Harleys fish for this because it covers a really big distance in front of her. So the last move that goes into her big combo is the jab. This thing's pretty damn stubby. It's fairly disjointed. Where her bat hits, she doesn't have a hitbox. But I'll show you this with the attack again. It hits pretty low, and so if I space this out perfectly, I can hit bugs out of this. But you see, it's really tough. Like, I'm doing this on a bot. That time I got him, and I can hit him out of it because it is disjointed enough. But it's got a really big windup, at least for a jab. And if you don't space it perfectly, a lot of things will hit you. So if she's coming at you on the ground, challenge her. Run on top of her. On most characters, I would rather be on top of her, attacking her, than letting her, you know, start to get her stuff going if she's on the ground. Her other ground attacks are really not impressive. Oh, that's a bad bomb. You know, this big hammer's really slow. This is okay, but it only hits pretty close. So it's not that scary. This down slide is kind of something to be careful of, especially if she charges it. But it doesn't really lead into anything. You'll take a little bit of damage, but it's not really the end of the world. So in these early stages, I would challenge her as much as you can if you're playing a character who has the long moves for it. Honestly, everyone except Rain Dog, I'm challenging her in these situations. Just try to beat her attacks and try not to whiff anything with a really long ending lag. She's looking for moments like this where you're not doing anything and you whiffed an attack, and that's how she gets in. She uses speed to get on top of you. But in a straight up fight, challenging with these attacks, she doesn't very well. So I kind of went over, avoiding the combo, but eventually she's going to get you up there. You're going to end up at 100% damage. So what do we do? Okay. The first thing is you got to understand this bat bomb she has. She can throw it in a bunch of different angles. Throw it diagonally. She can throw it forward. Throw it straight up. Throw it straight down. Anywhere below her, she can throw it. Left, right, diagonal, and straight above her. She cannot throw it diagonally straight up. Doesn't work. And when she pulls this, she can hold it forever. She can attack with it in her hand. The only thing she can't do with it is use a special move. So if I try to use my up special right now, it just throws the bomb. But she can hold on to this forever. Playing this little game with you. Is she going to throw it? Is she not? And once she does throw it, if it sticks you, if she hits you, you're dead. This is bugs at 100%. It's different on every single character. But the situation where you get stuck with this bomb is the worst. It is to be avoided at all costs. The second you see her pull out this bomb, you're going to have to assume that she's your average Harley player and she's going to throw it right away. Most of them don't hold on to it. But, if they do, it's just another thing to put in your head. You see them pull out the bomb, be ready for them to throw it, and just try to avoid it. Let her throw it, let her get it out of her system, and then you can continue challenging her, inviting her. Because the second you get this bomb on you, it really does not take a whole lot to die. It's really, really dangerous. The other thing about the bomb is you see it's got that little meter on it. When that meter finishes, it's automatically going to explode. Just try to keep that in mind if you do get the bomb on you. If you get the bomb on you, I recommend just play as evasively as possible. Don't let her get on top of you. Don't let her start anything, because a jab, a forward air, a down air, all these kill you. 100%. If you have the bomb on you, you die. You can't avoid dying in that situation. So play really evasively and just keep in mind this timer. And try to dodge it at the end of the timer if you can. Or think about, okay, I know it's going to explode. Try to get either her away from you or you in a safe spot where you're not going to end up, just having her come underneath you and finish the kill anyway. Something like that. Be very, very conscious of that. So another bad situation Harley will get you into is you down here. Being down on this wall. She loves to use this down air to try to get the spikes. The thing that's great about this move for her is, since it's basically a projectile, it's really hard to beat with any of your up attacks. Which, people, they're down here, they're scared, there's an opponent above them, they're trying to fight their way back up. So my suggestion here is don't fight your way back up. Come down here and relax. This move has a really long startup, and it's very reactable. Just wait to see her do it. The second you see it come out, go up, try to dodge through it, and just get yourself back on stage. Don't try to fight her. Get back to safety of stage where she has a pretty hard time killing. A lot of characters can end stocks pretty early. Bugs on. Bugs. Recovery. On most characters, you get hit with a big attack at 140 like this, but Harley really doesn't have that kill power without that setup, without that bomb going out, or without her, putting a box up here. So, just want to get back to stage. If you're in the air, get back to the stage. If you're down here, play slow. Watch out for this. You can bounce it off the wall too, be careful. And just dodge through it, get back on stage. The last move I'm going to go over is this guy right here. This is a full air. And one thing to know about it is it's got a really big radius it hits around. It hits all the way around her. So a lot of times you dodge through her, you think you're safe, and then you get hit by the back of this thing. The other thing about it is the back of it is a sweet spot. So a sweet spot on a move is the part where it does additional knockback. So if I hit, if I hit normally, it sounds like this. If I hit with a sweet spot, it sounds like this. You hear it's like a ping. So be very careful of that. Some Harleys will try to fish for that hit, especially down here on the ledge. Be very careful about this move coming and try to avoid the sweet spot if you can. And just try to avoid it in general. It's pretty big, it's pretty low. I wouldn't try to dodge through it just because of how much space it actually covers. Last kill thing that she can do is basically anytime you're above her, you really want to be careful. The best kill moves are the confetti cannon off the top, this guy off the top, or up special. So a lot of times, something like that to try and kill you. This move's pretty big, kind of like Bugs' bat, as well as this big confetti cannon. So, when you're above her, try to get horizontal distance away from her. Even if it's going off stage, it makes it really hard for her to reset her jumps. She's got to come back to the stage to get the jumps back. Cover horizontally, get away from her, and then get back to the stage where you can fight her. She's got some pretty good moves, but you know, a one-on-one horizontal fight is where she struggles the most. Alright guys, so that's my video on how to beat Harley in Multiversus. If you have any suggestions for characters you'd like to see me go over, put them in the comments. I read every single comment. Also, like and subscribe on the video. It helps the channel immensely and I really appreciate it. Okay guys, good luck out there.